It's the last day of March 2023. Oh, there's a squirrel over there. He's behind the tree now, though. And it's still below freezing. It was minus 12 when I got up this morning, Celsius. It's supposed to go up to minus 2. But it's supposed to be plus 3 tomorrow. And going forward, there is melting in the forecast. Long stretch of it starting in a week or two. So this is going to go away. My knee continues to be somewhat achy. So I'm still kind of restricting my walks a little bit from what I would normally do. Just doing these downtown walks. Like it's hurting right now a little bit more than it has been. So I don't know what's going on with it. I've been resisting going to a doctor for any reason, figuring it'll take care of itself eventually. And mostly I think it is. But then all of a sudden it will hurt more again. So not enough to stop me walking completely, but enough to make me think a short walk is better than a long walk. The walk back will be a little different because for one thing, I have to go back right now because I forgot something. I hate that when I do that. Well, walk with me as I go back to the house and get the bag I should be carrying in my left hand, but I am not carrying in my left hand. At least I remembered it before I got too far. Whoa. Yeah, and the ice is terrible this morning, as one would expect, because it was melting yesterday. I salted in front of our house, but okay, well, I will go back up on the steps and there will be a short, uninteresting interlude as I grab the... Look, we still have our Christmas wreath on the front. Doesn't seem to be any rush to take it down when it's still snowy. Okay, now we get the bag we need. And look, it's like I'm starting all over again. Mainly because I am starting all over again. Oh, there's a squirrel. He's behind a tree again. Oh, whoop, yep, there he is. We have a lot of them. Oh, here's another uninteresting view as I walk up. Okay. Whee! Well, you don't see that very often. I usually try to avoid that. In any event, I've got the bag I have to carry. I have my gloves. Now we're really starting to walk downtown. And my knee, yes, as I said, is a little problematic, but I'll probably survive if I don't fall. Okay, well, with that out of the way, where was I? Yes, it is supposed to melt soonish. I wonder if the other side is better, because this side, there's a few spots up there that aren't good at all. Maybe I'll just cross over and we'll try the other sidewalk and see how it's coming along on the being cleared. Not great. Not great at all. Oh well. No, it looks worse actually. More ice over here than there was on the other side. I was hoping it was better. Of course, the other side is the sunny side, such as it is. The problem here is with the trees and the houses. You don't get enough sun to melt the sidewalks like they have downtown. Once I get off the Crescent, it's clear sailing the rest of the way, ice-wise. Now, it wasn't, but it is now. See, that was a puddle, and now it's not. This is just pure ice on the sidewalk. Impure ice, as I say. But you know what I mean. Oh, a little bit of cleared sidewalk. Oh, well, a good reason not to be on this side is There appears to be a large piece of equipment doing something further up, so I think I will go back to the other side. Taking tiny little steps. Anyway, on the work side, what did I do today? Well, Kickstarter stuff, of course. It's just shy of $11,000. The next pledge will probably put it over. Looking for 12, so I'm definitely going to fund. But I hope to get a few thousand more than that, so I can add illustrations to the book. This is, of course, the anthology featuring science fiction fantasy by authors who are guests of my podcast, The Worldshapers. You can find the Kickstarter at tinyurl.com/shapersofworlds4, numeral 4. And I hope you do, and kick in a few bucks, or a lot of bucks, but even better. That's been going on for a while, so there's always stuff around that, tweets and things. And I also unveiled a couple of things for my publishing side of things today. Cover art for a novel called The Good Soldier I'll be publishing this fall by Yaniv. They're doing something in the front yard there. I'm just trying not to fall down. It doesn't get any better until this all melts. A lot of warmth coming off that truck, but not enough to melt the ice. Then I also made a big announcement that I've obtained the rights to publish a couple of unpublished novels by the late, great Canadian science fiction and fantasy author Dave Duncan. 2 books. One's a YA science fiction novel called The Trader's Son, and the other is a portal fantasy called Corridor to Nightmare. Dave died a couple of years ago. I think maybe it was 2018, so about 5 years ago now. He was 85, and I'd known him for a long time. He was the first author I really met in the field, major author. He came to the Saskatchewan Science Centre back when I was communications officer there and did a reading. And we went out to dinner with, I went out to dinner with him and the Saskatchewan Writers Guild folks who were hosting him. And he was kind of an inspiration because he didn't start his writing career until he was in his 50s. At that point I was quite a bit younger than that, but hadn't published yet. He was an oil field geologist before that, and when, in the grand tradition of Trudeau's in this country, the father of the current Prime Minister, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, did his best to destroy the Canadian oil industry with the National Energy Program. A lot of oil field people lost their jobs, and he was one of them. So he took up writing instead. The current Trudeau would like nothing better than to destroy the oil industry as well. So it seems to run in the family. Bad genes, if you ask me. No, I'm not a fan of our Prime Minister. I think I've made that clear before. Anyhow, that's when I met Dave. And loved his books, and I'm really honored that I get to publish these 2. They're edited by Robert Wente, who was given by Dave the permission and task of editing his unpublished novels so that they could still be published after his death, and I get to do that. And I think there's a lot of Dave Duncan fans out there that'd be really thrilled to see those. So I was announcing that today too. I still have some of that stuff to do, but I really need to get to editing, and I edit better, I think, sometimes in a different location. So that's one reason I'm going downtown. And I also have this bag of books I'm carrying that I have to take to the Saska Books office. These are The Ghosts of Spiritwood by Martine Noël-Ma, which Chautauqua Press is publishing the first English edition of. It was originally published as Le Fantôme de Spiritwood by a French publisher. I can never remember the name in French. ENP is their kind of short initials that they go by. The Nouvelle de Plume, I think. Les Editions de Nouvelle de Plume, something like that. So she translated it herself, and I've got that. So it came out just last week. It was released just last week. I still got work to do on getting it wider distribution and all of that. And one of the things I'm doing is taking copies to Sask Books. They have an online bookstore, and they will sell the books through it. And they also have a review site, so they'll offer the book for a review. Hopefully we'll get a review out of it. I ran into Martine while I was walking on the dike a while back. We live not too far from each other. I've known her for a long time. Never thought I'd be a publisher, but there you go. Never thought I'd be a publisher at all, but I can't believe the number of books I've published and have in the works to publish. It's quite astonishing to me. The only concern is I'm not writing enough, and I am going to fix that soon. There's a couple of things I have to get out of the way, and then I'm going to reclaim my, well, the Kickstarter's one thing I have to get out of the way. Then I'm going to reclaim my schedule of writing, either writing in the morning and doing publishing stuff in the afternoon, or the other way around, but I'm going to split the day up. The publishing stuff can just go hang while I put in at least a couple of hours of writing every day. 3 or 4 would be better. That is the goal. Generally, the sidewalks are pretty good here. Some places where there were puddles, water has splashed up and made ice, and he actually feels better a little bit for walking on it. It seems to kind of stiffen up when I just sit in a chair. It contributes to it. Blanco Cantina is still not open. Looking forward to trying it whenever it does open. Here's some ice that's been formed by a splashed puddle. And of course we're headed that way. Looks like we're mostly walking down Albert today because the lights just haven't worked out for crossing. That might be too bad. If it changes while I'm crossing the street here, it won't be too bad. But if it stays walking light, I'll probably keep going. Maybe we'll hit the next light better. Besides, this way I get to go by the cats. First Presbyterian Church, built the same year as our house, where we were married. My wife's grandparents were supporters of the church. Scalloper Cat Cafe coming up here. See if there's any cats in the windows. They're not open, so they should be looking out the window because there's nobody to play with them at the moment. Oh yes, and there they are. 2 anyway. That one posing in the wheel there. And this one just looking out. I'm very much a cat person. I like dogs, but I'd rather own a cat. Dogs are a lot of work. Writers, for some reason, tend to be attracted to cats. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they leave you alone most of the time to write. There's the main fire hall over there. Fire hall number 1. Another view. Credit Union Center over there. How are these lights looking? Might as well get across the street. Oh, it's going to change. Okay, we'll go this way. By the fire hall. This light changes before the other side does because of the left turn situation. because it's a one-way street, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, you get to cross here before you get to cross on the other side. And also, it's a one-way street over here, so it's easier to cross. You can see that nobody's coming when nobody's coming. At the moment, somebody's coming. We'll go by the fire hall here. By the big doors. Fire station number 1, it says there. We'll cross over here now that he's by. Take a choice of directions from here. They've got the sidewalk partially blocked up there for some reason, I guess because of whatever work they're doing to turn the old YMCA there into a health center called the Nest. Come this way, you get to see the North Canadian Oil Building and City Hall next to each other. They're not actually exactly the same size as the North Canadian Oil Building is a little closer. It's a little shorter than City Hall there. And my knee is hurting. So yeah, short walk is about all I'm up for at the moment. Not that it's hurting enough it would stop me from doing a long walk, but it's hurting enough I wouldn't enjoy a long walk. Much enjoying a short one for that reason. But I'm determined not to let it stop me walking at all, so I will keep doing something, and hopefully it will continue to improve. Mostly I felt it's improving, but today for some reason it's a little sore, maybe because I walked last night fairly late. It hasn't recovered from that. This is the one way I can cross here, so I will. Courthouse here. Reminds me of when I used to jog. The brief few months that I jogged, one reason I quit jogging and reverted to walking was that the jogging invariably made my knees sore. So that's what this feels like. But as far as I know, it didn't come from overextending it walking. It just came out of the blue. That's why I still think something inside pulled or a bit of cartilage came loose or something. Because the initial, I wonder why the flags are at half-mast. The initial warning was just kind of a stabbing pain out of nowhere. And then that happened, carried on for a bit, pain in random directions. And now it's just more like a general ache, which is mostly getting better. Except today, after walking last night. Anyway, I'll rest it soon. Somebody getting a ticket there, I think, in front of the courthouse. This would have been a good place to cross over, but we're not going to hit it just right, so I'll keep going this way. In front of me, I think, is playing music as they walk. I find that rude. Headphones. I suppose you could say that it's safer because at least they're somewhat alert to what's going on around them. This is a bad patch because of the way the snow melts across the sidewalk and then freezes. I had to be careful of it last night walking back from First Baptist Church up here. Also, they always play bad music. I don't know why. It's a Balfour. If I were going to do it, it'd be musical theater or classical or jazz. Probably I'd play as I walked along. But I wouldn't do it because I think it's rude. First Baptist where I was last night. They're singing. They'll be singing in their Easter concert on Sunday. I have to be here at 4:30 for the rehearsal. Dress rehearsal. And the concert's at 7. We'll cross here. Actually, I think it's going to be streamed, so you can probably watch it if you wanted to. Again, that's the Old Land Titles building over there. Hotel Saskatchewan, where I'll be for lunch. I'm going to go up here and work for an hour or so, then I'm going to walk up and get my... or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave that. I do have some pills to pick up, but I don't really need them, so I might just save that walk. Just go straight to the hotel for lunch. Then I won't live stream my walk down to Sask Books, which is very short. But from Sask Books, I'll stream it going home, and that'll be a bit different because it'll be down by the College Avenue buildings, which I've walked by quite often, but not recently. At least it's kind of like walking along the lake. I could even go down to the lake from there, walk a bit, but I probably won't because of my knee. I look at the cenotaph that I pass every time I come this way, obviously, because it doesn't move around. In the hotel. Nobody has said hello this morning, but I do see a couple of numbers that indicate somebody's watching, so hope you're enjoying this brief walk. On a still frosty morning, but the thawing has been happening a little bit. That's why there's so much ice. And hopefully soon, it's thawing every day. By the end of the month, I think, the snow should be gone if the forecast holds. Hopefully before the end of the month, but it is coming. Real melting is coming. By which I mean getting above freezing by a few degrees every day and staying there. It'll still be frosting at night, so ice will be a problem for a bit, but eventually there's not enough left to melt to make ice. See, my knee now feels better just from having walked on it a bit, so as it goes. Should be past the row. There, somebody said hi. Can I make out the name? Not quite pure, it looks like. Sorry. When it's bright, the screen is kind of dim and my eyes aren't very good. I have a hard time with the names. But anyway, hello. Yes. Pure Gosu? Is that what that says? Anyway, hello. Whoever you are. Whatever that name is. I'm almost done though. This is my coffee shop I'm headed to up here. Ooh, the wind's kind of sharp. Coming around the big Edward Tower here. Edward Tower says right there. Okay, that's it. I'll walk home again later, and that'll be the end of it, so bye for now.